I'm thinking of my hunk dude. We know who I'm talking about with the flowing blonde hair.
Nothing sexier than a blonde biologist.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Podzilla. I am Jasha and I'm here with my brother Micah.
Hey, it's me once more.
And every single week we come together to talk about Godzilla movies. We work through them in order of release date. And this week's a bit different. We might as well address the elephant in the room, but G Commander got in touch with us. He thought the podcast could be improved on, would you say?
Yeah, He said it needed an extra certain something, and he didn't specify what that something was. But it led to some fun conclusions. And there's not just two of us stationed here on Monster Island anymore.
No, he's officially assigned one more person to the Podzilla department. So we'd like to welcome the newest member of Podzilla, Slim. Welcome, Slim.
Thank you. I brought beef jerky with me. I come bearing gifts. This is how I operate. I bring delicious food to try to sway the positive sentiment in my favor. So hopefully it works.
That's amazing.
Maybe that's what we have been missing. It's just some food.
Beef jerky. I think yeah, exactly. Well, Slim, you have watched a few Godzilla movies. Do you have any standout favorites, or what's your history with Godzilla?
When my son was younger, he's 13 now. When he was younger, we started watching all of them, from the onset. I had to track down the DVDs. So he was pretty into them when he was younger. He grew out of it, unfortunately. So my memories have kind of faded at that time. So I'm kind of almost alone seeing these. But I actually, now that I mentioned that, I did see Shin Godzilla in theaters with him. And I neglected to tell him it was subtitled when we went to go see it.
What would he have been then?
I don't know how many years ago did that come out, but he probably was 10. So I think I remember leaning over to him to kind of give him the gist. And as you're well aware, it's a pretty wordy movie. So I don't remember really how that went. I think he had a fun time. But some of our favorites, obviously -1, I think is probably at the top.
Yes.
But Godzilla vs. Kong we watched together during the initial stages of the pandemic. And we had so much fun watching that movie.
Yo.
That is, I'm excited to hear that episode, but I love Godzilla vs. Kong. And I didn't like the first two. I didn't love the first two Godzilla Legendary movies, but I felt like they learned from their mistakes and didn't really care as much or try to make the humans as a big a portion of it.
Yeah.
Or they did the writing better, and they just leaned into, let's just have these monsters fight each other and make it look awesome and add cool lighting. So that's what I loved. I felt like they just leaned in so well to what they were doing in that storyline, that Godzilla vs. Kong is probably my favorite that I've seen. I just rewatched it and I still love it.
Amazing.
It's a lot of fun. I don't know. I hate when people say, I've said it before, but turn your brain off and just enjoy the movie. But I don't know. I think I listened to recently the Godzilla 2014 episode, and you were both talking about how the CGI still stands up.
Yeah.
Even, 10 years later. I feel like the CGI in Godzilla vs. Kong is some of the best CGI I've ever seen.
Yes.
And I don't even know if it would ever be topped. So I'm anxious for that episode, but...
You're getting me hyped to watch this movie.
Have you not seen it?
Mike has never seen it, no. So
God.
we're building up towards it.
What a moment.
I think from this moment out, you've seen none of the Godzilla movies from 2017.
Nothing after Kong Skull Island.
No, so...
I wanted to ask you about it as well, because Versus Kong was one of the more recent movies that a lot of people are very, very divisive about.
Yeah. To say the least.
Yeah, to say the least. When Monsterverse started out, it was hailed as the serious take on Godzilla. And a lot of people say it quickly fell down.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to ask you, because if you loved that movie, I wanted to hear a little Slim's takes.
Slim's takes.
What did you think of the new Slimzilla in the trailer for Godzilla X Kong: The New Empire?
You know Slimzilla.
I feel like it.
Officially Slimzilla. Okay.
It's so like it's probably that like shot where they're like running together as like a tag team.
Yeah, that's the one.
Like I'm almost like more excited about it because this is so ludicrous that like it's the only direction they could possibly go. It's almost like, you know, seeing Stone Cold and The Rock like team up and run to the ring together, like in the WWF.
Yes.
I'm like, yes, this is what I need in this franchise. So honestly, I'm into it. Like, I'm still very excited for the next one. They're leaning so like I love the Hollow Earth stuff too. Like, I just thought it looked gorgeous. You know, all the design of that world, and they're just going hard in the Hollow Earth. Like,
Yeah.
It looks like total nonsense, but I'm so here for it. Like them running together, they might as well just high five in one scene, and I'd still like eat it up in the theater.
It's going to happen.
Go on.
Yeah. No, I honestly love it because throughout this journey, there's been like something I love about Godzilla, and I guess we'll go into it later this episode, but the franchise just changes so much and the tones are all over the place, and there's kind of something for everyone here. And I love that you love Godzilla versus Kong, because I'm the same. I like it doesn't get better than Godzilla and Kong punching each other on that neon cityscape.
It's a lot like comic books in that way. Like comic books and like superheroes get rebooted and they'll do like a reboot, and some people will just really hate the direction, or they'll think it's like the most insulting thing to ever happen to this character, but it's all cyclical. You wait like a couple more years, you'll get a different version. You know, there's going to be a different version for somebody out there, and it'll come back to you. I didn't think that way at the time when my favorite comic book characters were rebooted. I was like, this sucks. This is terrible.
I don't think any of us did.
This?
Yeah.
But now in my older age, I'm like, it's not the end of the world. I'll just wait a little bit longer to get a different version, or there'll be a different medium that it comes out in, and I'll be fine. So who really cares in the end?
Yeah. Yeah, that's great. Who do you think's going to win the Oscar for visual effects? Because Godzilla -1's nominated. I think the big one it's up against is The Creator. Do you have
The Creator?
prefer any of them?
I love
or
the visual
Napoleon
effects of The Creator. Napoleon, my God. No, thank you. I hope The Creator wins, because I want that to kind of like be, you know, he spent like comparatively so little money on that movie, and it looked like a $200 million movie.
Yeah.
Gareth Edwards and The Creator. I didn't love the movie, but I respected how like all the designs, the work was put into it, and he did it like relatively cheaply. He was able to make something super cool and not have it just be so expensive. So, I would love for him and his team to get rewarded. But I mean, I loved Godzilla -1.
Yes,
I was like weeping in that theater. So
Yeah, I think we all were.
I'd love for that to win too. Who knows?
Yeah.
as long as it's not Napoleon, I think we'll all be we'll all be
please,
happy.
no. There's no need for that. We don't need that.
Now, we were weeping in that theater, crying tears of pain.
Us seeing Napoleon, best cinema experience ever. Yeah. Yeah.
The only VFX shot I can recall from that is him shooting cannons at the pyramids, and it hurts me.
What a sad state of affairs if that wins because of those scenes, and like we have these other two films that don't win. Very sad.
I know. Yeah. Well, Slim, I mean, did you want to take us into Godzilla Planet of the Monsters? Because this was another interesting movie, I guess, similar to Godzilla versus Kong that not a lot of people love. So it was really cool for you to be like, hey, I want to talk about this movie after it's just been getting slammed in our Discord community.
Right.
It's been getting slammed everywhere.
I know. Am I the most hated guest in the history of the show? We're talking about Godzilla vs. Kong and Planet of the Monsters. Who knows?
You're what we need on the show. We need to bring some positivity. We need to bring the truth when it comes to Godzilla Planet of the Monsters.
This is what we were missing, a Planet of the Monsters lover.
Yeah, it's what we were missing. Exactly.
That's what G Commander brought you in for.
We got like Son of Godzilla, Ibra, Planet of the Monsters. They're all not the popular pick.
In the not-too-distant future, Godzilla and other horrifying monsters appear on our planet and wreak holy hell. Slow-speaking Christian space aliens appear and offer help, but it's no use. What's left of the human and humanoid races leave Earth and look for a new home. 20 years pass and they are running out of supplies. They're tossing the elderly into orbit to preserve rations, so the vengeful Captain Haruo Sakaki puts forward a plan to return to Earth and defeat Godzilla once and for all.
Yes.
What they don't realize is 20,000 years have passed on Earth, and much has changed, and our homeworld has become the planet of the monsters. Da, da, da.
I like it. What a wild setup. I think this is probably the most out of left field.
Amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. I think this is the most out of left field just start to one of these Godzilla movies that we've seen, period.
Yeah.
Not just for the fact that the whole world has been destroyed, but we're having a time skip of 20,000 years.
Yes.
So
I love that reveal when early on they're talking about like, 1,000 years have gone past. And then next minute it's like 20,000 years.
I know.
Godzilla's still alive.
It's so crazy. I think that's the main thing that continues to draw me into this, is that this is one of those like bonkers pitches.
Yeah.
Like, let's make I think this is like the first animated Godzilla movie. Let's just say he just destroys the whole planet and 20,000 years goes by. Like, that's wild. Yeah. You know, like I would love to see like the executive being like, yes, let's do it. This is exactly what we need right now. Because it's pretty crazy and probably a pretty big gamble for their first animated feature, I would think.
Yeah, and it's funny, like, we were talking about comic books earlier on, but this feels to me like one of the classic, like, almost Elseworlds or, like, what if, like, alternate takes on the character, alternate universe type thing, because, yeah, you're right, this is so different. Like, I didn't expect that through watching through the Godzilla movies, we'll get some sort of, like, futuristic, sci-fi, like, dystopian, some, like, religious themes in here, crazy aliens, crazy monsters.
Yeah.
It's just so random. I love it.
it definitely feels like they went almost sci-fi ideas first and molded the Godzilla around that. Because we have huge time skip. We have collective of aliens. We have crystalline entity god that powers the whole ship and religion. Right. So many different things just in the first like 10 minutes. And in those 10 minutes, there's no Godzilla to be seen.
Yeah. It's such a crazy build. And I'm guessing it was almost like an accepted slow build because, you know, maybe we'll get into this in the trivia, but I feel like they announced maybe the 3 movies or the 3 parts ahead of time. So maybe like going in at the time, they're like, okay, I got to wait next year for the next piece of this. Because even on Netflix, at least in the US, it's called like part 1 or episode 1. It's not like its own movie.
Same here.
Right?
Weird, eh? It's set up like it's a TV show almost. Mm-hmm. And I read that online as well. I think even before it was like supposed to be a planned trilogy, it was supposed to be like a 20 episode like anime miniseries or something like that.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, a lot of the criticism I see about it online is that Godzilla is nowhere to be seen until the end. Mm-hmm. And we do get like a lot of world building, which is the kind of stuff I just eat up. I loved every single second of meeting these aliens and talking about the future. But I was thinking about it like if it was kind of the build-up episode of an anime, the next episode's completely crazy. It kind of works a bit better like that. Mm-hmm. So I don't really have too much of a problem with it.
Yeah, the world building stuff is so cool to me.
It's
like
amazing.
They're drifting out into outer space for 2 decades trying to find a new home and essentially just like giving up and turning around and going back to Earth. That stuff is so wild to me. Like, I mean, even if it was 1,000 years passing, that would be so cool.
I know.
Like, what would Earth look like 1,000 years after Godzilla just kind of turns everything upside down? Okay, what about 20,000 years? Because like you get to like that forest and it's like metal foliage pretty much, right? When like it shatters that guy's like knife and stuff.
Yeah.
So that kind of world building, I also was eating it up. Like, I want to learn more about what the heck happened in 20,000 years. What does Godzilla even do? You know, like, I mean, we see at the end, he's just kind of like getting bigger and dormant. But yeah, like the whole idea of this is so fascinating to me. And I agree with you. Like, a comic book would be really fun also to read based on the same story.
Yeah, and even those like little ideas dispersed throughout. When they first get to like where their city was on this new planet, there's that idea thrown out that like none of the infrastructure that humanity built survived because all the lichen and all the plants just grew over it and eventually all those man-made materials just dispersed into dust. So all that's left is this kind of man-made jungle.
And also, like, didn't they say, like, the fossilized remains, like, Earth remembered us? I think it's one of his lines, because it, like, the shrubbery was just in the form of, like, broken down buildings and stuff, but there was no actual building there. That was pretty cool.
It's great. Yeah, like, every 10 minutes, it just feels like they throw another really cool and unique idea, almost completely out of left field, to the point where by the end of it, we do feel like we have a fairly well fleshed out future Earth.
Yeah, and just that point of them like throwing out heaps of different ideas. I love how Mechagodzilla is kind of like introduced, and you see this sick looking Mechagodzilla, and then he gets like destroyed before they can even use it. And then like
the power button did not work.
Right. It's like essentially they lost internet to power the Mechagodzilla, so they just like abandoned it. And that was like the one alien race's entire plan, and it didn't work. Oh my God.
Yeah, and then just the little introductions of him seeing like, all the elderly people just get killed off to save supplies. We even see snippets of like some darker stuff, like people just completely losing hope and resorting to killing themselves out in space. Like the amount of themes this like briefly touches on, it's pretty cool. Not many movies or shows will delve this deep, I feel.
Yeah, and I feel like too, one of my first notes was like, this would have been a super expensive movie. Like this is essentially kind of like the only format that it could be made as a movie is like an animated version of the film, because even them just hanging out on that ship, you know, I'd love to see that live action, you know, just like the dankest ship. Like imagine living in like the worst ship possible, like the Nostromo for 20 years. Like I'd be pretty pissed off and angry too. And they haven't even gotten to a planet yet to like, that they can live on.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, super cool.
What did you guys think of the animation in general? Because it was pretty unique, I feel. Like it was all 3D animated, and then it looked like the monsters and the ships were almost more, I don't even know how to talk about it, but you know how classically some animated shows would be like 2D and then switch to 3D for the big dragons or the big monsters. This one seemed to like almost switch styles when it came to Godzilla.
Yeah.
I liked it. I don't think it completely sold me on the humans yet. But as soon as we got down to the planet and saw the backdrops, and when we get to the Godzilla stuff at the end, I was just kind of blown away by it. And exactly what you were saying, Slim, like this couldn't have really been done in 2D. It wouldn't have the same impact.
No.
And you couldn't have done it in live action.
It is definitely a unique style. You know, it's fine. It's not like knocking my socks off. But when Godzilla, you know, when that looks like a volcano is like erupting at the end.
Yeah.
That is badass looking
I know.
at the end of this movie. And then like it's the slow reveal. That animation is sick, I thought. But the characters like intermingling is probably the least interesting animation style, but it didn't kind of like, it wasn't a negative for me.
Yeah, I love the style. Whenever they see like the spaceship, the Eratrum, it's called. I love all the set design they have, even though it doesn't feel like you have a lot of these set pieces. I feel like all those different aspects, when you're in the bridge, when you see all the holographic and real sick looking displays that they have, I really think that the art style shines in those parts. And even when we get to the monsters, like the Godzilla proper in the end, they make use of so many different aspects, like focal distance, when you can really tell that this Godzilla is enormous in size and stature, and they convey that really, really well. But yeah, like you said, when it gets to the humans, I feel like they just copy and pasted and pasted and pasted.
Right.
I don't think I can't think of in a single instance in this movie where there is a human that isn't wearing that white suit.
Yeah.
And I can't even think of a moment when someone emotes once.
Yeah.
They're all just standing around.
I did like Haruo's, like, I thought, at least at the very start, that he had a real gnarly, like, cross-shaped scar on his face. But it turns out that was just, like, the unique way they were making all the characters frown throughout the movie.
Well, he only had, like, one emotion, like, sad, pissed off.
Yeah, that was him.
And then, like, his Christian alien friends, like, they didn't have any emotion. He just, like, I mean, that one character's mouth was, like, the only thing that moved anytime he was on screen. Like, no emotion otherwise. Also, there was that cool animation, too. Like, when he was, like, writing or using the computer, did you see, like, how his hand was moving, like, in front of it? I thought that was fascinating.
He's interfacing with his fingers.
Yeah.
I love the start, how it introduces you so early on to this espionage storyline, because it's his Christian Vulcan's friend that ends up like writing up this huge thesis on how to defeat Godzilla, and they're throwing it around the place. They're locking the ship down because there's someone trying to fight against Godzilla, and it's not what the people want. They want to drift out in space forever. I don't like how those aspects get lost, I feel, fairly quickly. I mean, we're introduced to this conglomerate of these aliens, and we're hit with so many characters. Yeah, a lot of them bar those two main characters. I feel like they don't come into play really at all.
Yeah, I'm kind of hoping that we'll get more of them in the next two movies. At least I think we do. It feels that way.
There is a lot introduced in the first 30 seconds. Like, I was rewinding maybe 5 times because I was like, oh crap, that's important. What did they just say about the other alien race? Because I mean, even in that newsreel, aliens land on Earth while Godzilla and the monsters are attacking Earth. If this wasn't crazy enough, we have aliens landing on Earth at the same time of this attack. It just gets crazier and crazier. Now, but you might have to remind me, are these alien races from any of the other previous movies? I feel like the answer is yes, right? Like an alien race in a previous old one?
I'll give you some early trivia. So there are two alien races that come in here. We have the Ixif and the Belusaludo. We've never seen them before, completely new to this franchise. But they're kind of inspired by aliens that we have seen in the past. Because of namesake, the Ixif are kind of similar to the Ixilians.
Classic Godzilla aliens, yeah. And
I believe that the Belusaludo, which is just such a fun name, I love to say it, they have a planet called the Mulu Elu Galugo.
Good heavens.
Which they state is the third planet of the black hole, which is a reference to another alien species that we have seen, the Black Hole Planet 3 aliens.
Hey.
With their leader Mughal, Mulu Elu Galugo.
Oh my gosh. They're going for the deep cut references here.
Your mouth hasn't moved that way in probably 5 years, just pronouncing the names and
what
planet.
I was hearing.
I'm working mouth muscles I didn't know I had.
Well, I was even blown away with the amount of crazy kaiju that they chuck at us.
Yeah.
At the start of this movie, we get snippets of the praying mantis one, the Kamacuras. We get Dagora, which is this giant squid alien we've seen a few times. Dagara, who is this a bit forgettable monster that shows up in one of the Mothra movies.
Hasn't been connected to Godzilla before this.
Yeah, even Olga that we recently saw a movie with. It's just crazy. They're chucking a lot of references out there for people who have seen the franchise, which was cool. And yeah, that whole first 5-10 minutes, amazing.
They get killed fast by those monsters. They are not prepared for any kind of quick battle at all, or just the idea that there were other smaller beings. Man, they got screwed hard.
Yeah, that's what's so fun to watch, because usually it's always the humans take the monsters down. The humans finally come together and take down Godzilla.
The humans versus the aliens.
Yeah.
They're never on the same side.
Exactly. So it's throws everything we almost know about the Godzilla story out the window and just goes for something completely original and unique, which, blew me away a little bit. I also really liked Haruo as our main character. I've seen a lot of slander for him online as well. And I mean, he does kind of just have that one personality trait. He's pissed off at everything. He wants to get revenge against Godzilla. But by the end of the movie, there's one part when he's saying a speech and he's getting the crowd worked up. And I just something clicked in me and I was all for this guy. His drive started to get annoying, but by the end, you're completely on his side, or at least I was.
Yeah.
I'll do anything for that guy. My captain.
Mike, are you the same way? Would you do anything for the captain?
When he was given that speech, I couldn't help but think, man, imagine if there was just a criminal on Earth and he got up on a podium, said a couple words, and suddenly we all fell head over heels for him and would follow him to the end.
Yeah, I mean, he is a war criminal, right?
Right. I guess technically, yes.
Prisoner.
But I mean, he was trying to save the elderly.
He was, exactly.
He was. The main leader died, and his second command just instantly pushes that load off to somebody else.
Yeah. And I mean, I think it was Leland, right? Leland was the one who disagreed with him about the course of action Because after they all get killed, he's like, we need to just retreat now. It's over. Like, we're not ready for this. I feel like a lot. I thought I wrote down like how many of them got killed because they bring 600
like so many
go to Earth out of the 4,000 remaining alive in the ship. And it's like maybe a quarter or half of those 600 get killed. And it's like, we need to leave now. It's we're not winning. And they haven't even gotten to Godzilla yet. No. It's like there's just these other monsters. And I was like, at the time, I was like, you know what? I think he's right. I think it's over. Like, you need to leave immediately. And then they've like the Exif alien is like, well, yeah, we can still make this work. Like, I mean, how about that? He's like, yes, our retreat involves us fighting Godzilla, so we're still going to do it, even if we have to leave.
Yeah, we were going to do this anyway.
Yeah. Pretty crazy.
And it was such a hype moment. The music kicks in, like they jump on those motorbikes and they go against Godzilla. I loved every scene with Godzilla in this. And he is just like standing around 99% of the time. He's got like this real dopey smile on him, this Godzilla, when he like stares directly at you. It looks like he's just this like mindless animal of sorts, which I guess is what he is in this. He's this almost part of the ecosystem that has just grown and evolved until he's, kind of mindless.
Right.
But I just loved how he was this indomitable threat that was just like a moving mountain almost that they had to get through. And how about that? They gave him like shields? He had like shields out of his spines in this?
The part about this Godzilla that I love is that they gave him anatomy. We did a deep dive into the biology of Godzilla. I was sitting in this class and I was scribbling sketches myself.
I mean, you saw that drawing, that lit up drawing of Godzilla maybe 100 times on screen.
Yeah, you did.
It's ingrained into my brain.
You saw his spine and his shield. Like, I feel like we could all draw it from memory right now. We saw it so often in this movie.
Yeah, I just love the fact that they came up with like a proper battle plan. One of my favorite parts about the Godzilla movies is the fact that in some of my favorite movies, they come up with these really niche and fun and exciting plans. -1 was one of my favorites, just the way that they try and just the plan that they have to execute to defeat Godzilla. And in this one, it was just like the levels that it had is that Godzilla has this one aspect of his body that releases this pulse, which creates this shield, but it's only for like a 10,000th of a second. So we have to amplify that on video, find it, shoot down that part, destroy it. He's going to regenerate, so we're going to have to go fast with this. Yeah, this is one of those all-timer plans for me. And I am a little bit disappointed that in the end, a lot of it just came down to shooting guns. They did have some cool excavation mining equipment.
The drill things.
Drill EMPs into him. Yeah. But there was a bit of disconnect for me with that last scene because they're all just flying around on their Tron-looking hover bikes.
But the music. The music.
And the music made it all better. I have no qualms with it.
I don't understand why their plan B, like, they didn't even have, like, in your head, wouldn't a plan B just going the opposite end of the planet where Godzilla isn't?
Yeah.
Because, like, they go to Godzilla to fight him, but, like, how much of the planet is just not Godzilla? Right? Like, just go to the other end of the earth and try to make a society there, maybe.
You'd be surprised. They sent out those drones, like the 12 drones on the planet at the start. Within 30 seconds, they found him.
Yeah. And they went right to him immediately.
Yeah. What also, like, caught me by surprise with this is I've always heard the Godzilla in this movie hyped up as, like, the biggest Godzilla ever, right? So I'm watching this movie. I see him defeat this Godzilla. And I had my jaw on the floor with the reveal that there's an even bigger Godzilla. This isn't like the same one as before. And we see the giant, like, is he called Godzilla Earth?
Yeah, so the smaller one is Godzilla Phileas and the big one is Godzilla Earth.
Wow.
I had no clue there were two separate ones. It was like I was feeling what the characters are feeling, just hopeless seeing that big guy.
They were freaking out. I love their reaction to the slow reveal of him in the mountain coming unglued. Like, this is impossible. Like, it's insane. This cannot be happening. Like, their readings were like exploding on their devices about how large he was. That was so cool. And then, eventually, was that a new ability that he did at the end? like some kind of audiophonic breath.
I wrote this down.
Oh, yeah.
This is his
that was cool.
Godzilla's super oscillatory wave.
Oscillatory wave.
Oh, that was cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Even earlier when he uses his atomic breath, it's so different. It's like over in a second and it's so thin. It's almost more frightening just because of how quick it is.
It's like a missile.
Yeah.
And I love how, I just love it. They introduced that first Godzilla Filius's attack and we're all like, man, this is so cool. And by the end of the movie, we're like, man, this is so cool. There's a lot of moments in this movie where it kind of just drums up the hype so much.
Yeah. I also love when they do defeat Godzilla Filius and there's, like, I think you mentioned it before, Slim, but the huge pile of rubble. And you also see like his back spikes and scoots like sticking out of the rubble, just flung all over the place.
God.
Really cool imagery.
I mean, it's also like so depressing for them too. Like they finally defeat Godzilla and you think like you've reclaimed the planet. But no, actually there's another Godzilla, the original one, and he's like 80 times bigger than he was 20,000 years ago. It's like,
just
God, can we get a break here?
What a story beat that is for Haruo as well, because he finally feels like he's accomplished everything in his life, killed the beast that killed his parents and his society. And seeing that come up out of the ground, he's like, back to square one. Mm-hmm. Instantly, his whole platoon is destroyed. All hope is lost.
God.
Yeah, they rise everything up and then bring it right back down.
Yeah.
I was a bit lost with Haruo because from the start, he is just real like driven, real angry. And I think I must have missed it, but his parents were in one of the shuttles when they were leaving the planet, the one that Godzilla destroyed?
Yeah, they were on one of the ground shuttles, it seems like.
Oh, yeah. And then his granddad was one of the ones that got shipped off with the elderly.
Yeah.
I still want to know what happens with that, but yeah.
I didn't quite understand the explosion. Like, was he not meant to see the explosion? Was the explosion planned? Like, were they just, let's send them off and let's blow it up? Or was that an accident? Because didn't he rig one of the ships that he was in to explode? And that was like his gamble, right?
Yeah, that rings a bell. But it did like seem, at least to me, that it was kind of the people in charge just getting rid of them so they could free up the supplies. But you're completely right. Why would you then, in front of everyone on the ship, blow them up?
Just have them go to the planet and maybe die.
Just leave them there.
Worst case scenario, the planet actually you can live on. Or that instead they blew it up before they could get there.
And they're wasting a ship, right? They wanted to save supplies.
Yeah.
Come on, this whole ship's just gone.
Did you let the credits roll to see the scene at the end? Did you see that moment?
Yeah, it's I love it. Just the idea that it could be people who have been living on Earth or surviving. I think
20,000 years.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. And I think that's the main thing that I do love about this movie. Like, it's just all the world building and all the lore and all the ideas that they play with and all the places in my head that I'm thinking like, oh, they could be going here and we could be seeing this. And I don't know if we get there, but even though I did find a lot of it slow, like I don't know about you guys, but there's a lot during the middle where it's just people walking around, people talking, and then it does start to amp back up. So I think the main takeaway for me was kind of just these original ideas, things we haven't seen in a Godzilla movie before, things that get me as like a sci-fi fan really excited. I just hope that it sorts out kind of those pacing issues and the characters and we grow to love them going forward in the future ones.
Yeah, you mentioned like the almost like TV episodic aspect of it, and I wonder how that would feel if this was like, instead of 3 parts, maybe it was cut up into 10 or 12.
Yeah.
And like maybe some of these episodes would just kind of be like those dramatic 20-minute conversational episodes that pushes the story along. But in a movie that's like ending in a cliffhanger, some of those middle portions are a little harder to swallow because it's not like a really full meaty story.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of aspects where I would have loved to see them fleshed out in an episodic format, because we have a lot of reveals in this movie, a lot of those cool ideas, and they happen so frequently, and it would have made sense if they happened every few episodes. Some of the lack of character development or even just notable characters, again, would have been solved if we were slowly introduced to them.
Because there's Yuko, right, which is the girl that Haruo has a bit of a history with that we're kind of teased a little bit.
Do they have a history?
I think so. She was he was her captain at one point before he got arrested, I think.
I actually thought that little child was her in the flashback.
Oh.
And not the captain.
Hey, that could be
But
interesting.
I could be wrong on that.
Yeah,
Right.
it's a bit. No, because we see his granddad, I guess.
Oh, that's right. He grabs him.
And we see him drop the little like lavender pendant, the flower pendant. Slim, have you seen all 3 of this trilogy?
I have, and I remember nothing from the next 2. So I even
Maybe he was my
I
inside
had
man.
this logged. I guess I'd seen it when it had come out, maybe 2018. I had this logged on Letterboxd, and I had it 3 stars. I had no recollection really of much of what I thought of it. I feel like there's a time jump in one of the next 2.
Oh,
That's just a
That'd be
vague memory. It
interesting.
could be false. It could just be misinformation from my terrible memory. But I'm actually eager to continue watching and seeing how it holds up.
Yeah, same.
Hopefully, well, we'll see.
yeah. I there are some of those plot threads which, like the ship at the start, I have a feeling that they're going to come into play a bit more in the future episodes. I love the fact that there are some blatant threads which we will see tie into future movies, like the introduction of those survivors on the island.
Yeah.
And a little bit of a spoiler, but I know I love the slight peek we see at Mechagodzilla at the start, and deep down inside, knowing that that's going to lead into something in the
They
future.
will use him, maybe, possibly.
Maybe in what capacity? I don't know. I have a little figurine I got of that Mechagodzilla in a blind
that's right.
box. I didn't know it was from this movie. I thought it was from one of the other animes, and I was so excited when I started this movie to see my Mechagodzilla. This cool design on screen for so long. They didn't even get to press the
second.
power button.
No, I mean all that work for it to not even turn on. Like what a waste! How long did it take him to build Mechagodzilla? And they just scamper out of the control room. Like, oh well, time to evac. We almost had him. God, what a waste!
Imagine being that one alien who forgot to plug him in to charge.
Yeah, it's probably that guy with the beard on the ship. Maybe he harbors that guilt for all these 20 years or whatever. Poor guy.
Yeah, it is so funny that those aliens are like, yeah, we'll help you. Here's Mechagodzilla. The other aliens are like, yeah, we'll help you. Here's this random god and this religion. And then they're all kind of just stuck together. None of the plans work.
Yes.
So funny. Did you guys have like a standout character from the bunch? I mean, there's a few here.
There are, I don't know. None of the like humanoid characters really stuck out to me. I still like, honestly, the Godzilla Earth at the end is still one of the coolest reveals. Like, I can't wait to watch the next version to see what the F he destroys and just how badly they get screwed in the next one. He's probably my favorite character in the whole movie. Just so massive. And you can feel like the massiveness of that character. They did a pretty great job.
Yeah. I think, like, in terms of humans, there was this one guy. I don't know if you guys remember him. It was Sergeant Adam. And I think he's like this kind of this guy in the army or with the group who doesn't really like Haruo that much. And I think he's in charge of leading the mission at one point. And you think he's going to retreat from Haruo, but then he orders all his men to retreat, and he actually turns around and goes against Godzilla to buy him some time. He was cool. And then he got killed. But I really liked him.
Valiant death at the end there.
Yeah. Did you ever stand out, Micah?
I did. I know none of these people's names. None of them stood out to me. There's one character in mind. He was is it Colonel Medfees?
I think he's the Exif Medfees.
Oh, is that the
Exif Medfees?
the priest?
The priest, yeah.
No. I'm thinking of my hunk. My hunk dude. We know who I'm talking about with the flowing blonde hair.
Oh, yeah.
The Caucasian in this Japanese society.
I think isn't that the Exif priest? Still, I think that might be, what is his name?
It sounds like him, the flowing hair.
It does sound like the buddy to our captain. Is he the friend of the captain?
I'm going, no.
I'm
Here we
looking
go.
at you
I have a
frantically.
picture. I have a
Other
picture.
hunk.
Oh.
There must be some other hunk.
Martin, of course.
The Godzilla wiki. Oh my god.
Martin.
Classic.
He's the hunk. He's just this dude, this seemingly scientist who just makes observations the whole time. And I love his voice, man. He's so good.
Very hunky. I will agree in that image that you showed.
He was. I like his
He's
hair.
a biologist. There you go.
Nothing sexier than a blonde biologist.
Who explains everything. Yeah. And yeah, in terms of monsters, I mean, we mentioned all those other ones you briefly catch glimpses of, and then there's Godzilla Phileas and Godzilla Earth. And I'm with you, Slim. Godzilla Earth, I'm so excited about what they're going to do with this huge guy. And I love like how his whole thing is he's the avatar of destruction, I think they're calling him throughout the movie. And then the Ixif at the end is almost like he's about to like get down and worship Godzilla or something, like talking to him as if he is one of their gods. So I'm just so excited for kind of how they play with this. And yeah, that reveal, there was nothing else like it. The cliffhanger of the movie, that Godzilla like stepping out of the shadows and everyone just falling apart.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
That's so nice. What did you guys think of they're called the Servum. They're like this Godzilla mutated minion race of...
And they're almost made out of metal as well, but
crazy
dragons.
dragons.
Yeah.
They're all right.
It looked cool.
Yeah.
It looked cool.
They're the ones that just attack out of nowhere and like decimate half the camp, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poor guys.
They were all right.
They're right.
They never had a chance.
No.
The one thing I'm actually kind of like, I feel like I remembered something happened in the second one, but I'm more curious about like what will happen with the Exif and the other alien race. Because I think there was a line in the movie where they were coming to Earth mainly to like harvest it anyway, or someone was theorizing that the alien races were like ready to take over, but then the Godzilla and the monsters were there, and so like, God damn it, like bad timing. But I'm curious to see how that unfolds in the next movies. Like maybe there is more backstory there to these alien races that we're going to find out.
Yeah, because it is classically like you watch one of the older Godzilla movies, it's either a random monster showing up and attacking, a random alien showing up and attacking, humans creating a random mech. And this was kind of all of them in one. So I am really excited to see how they expand upon those ideas and do their own twists on each of those.
Yeah.
Did you have any trivia for us, Micah?
I do have a little bit of trivia.
Okay.
So probably the one which we've talked about a little bit already is this was meant to be an actual anime series.
Yeah.
Multiple episodes. And that's what it was fully envisioned as from the start, storyboarded as, script written as. But the year before this came out, in 2016, a little movie called Shin Godzilla was released. And Toho thought it was so wild that a Godzilla movie did well that they decided to make this, not one movie, but 3 movies, which is just such a wacky idea.
Yeah.
I think it's very blatant from watching this that the pacing it's better suited for an episodic format. Right from the get-go, I felt like I'd stepped into season 3 of episode 12 of an anime, and I didn't. I just feel like there was a lot missing and a lot could have slowed down to the point when halfway through this movie, I felt like every 5 seconds there was a new piece of dialogue, and like Slim, I had to like pause it, read it, chew over it, go, okay, on to the next one. Oh, wait a second, they were talking about this thing. Okay, reframe it from the start.
Did you guys listen to it in English? Just a sidebar. The English like dub.
Was there an English version? I looked. I didn't think there was an English version.
No,
a dubbed version.
Really, I started it up on Netflix, and it automatically started playing like English language.
What?
With Japanese subtitles. Is this not what happened to you guys?
No, I actually even looked, and it didn't have that as an option for me.
Whoa.
So yeah, that's why I was rewinding every 5 seconds.
that's why you didn't hear my hunk Martin's sexy voice.
Yeah, man, you just sounded like everyone else to me.
Damn.
I don't know what you're talking about.
One of my thoughts was I was actually going to say I'm surprised there wasn't a dubbed version for this being some kind of big Netflix release. I'm surprised they didn't put any money into a dubbed version, but I guess the two of us got screwed out of that version.
That's so strange. It was like forcing it on me too. And then it was taking me a while to find out that there was the Japanese language.
Wow.
Did you switch back over to it?
I listened to it for a couple seconds, but you know what? The Exif, whatever his name is, Mephites? Mephites.
Mephites.
His voice was so weird in the English language. He had this real like high-pitched, like wobbly voice. Did he sound like that to you guys?
I thought he had the same thing in the Japanese version. I thought he had a very high-pitched voice.
I switched between the two when he was talking, and I was like, man, the English actor for this guy, he's going for it. I'm going to stick with this.
I think they did probably do a disservice in releasing it in like 3 parts over 3 years or however long, because like now I get why they name it episode 1 on Netflix, because it does feel like you kind of need to keep going. Like, let's just say there's 3 episodes of the series and they're 90 minutes long each. Like, I feel like that is a complete story, really.
Yeah. Because I think it's even weirder than that, because the next 2 were released like just months apart from each other. This one came out 2017. Both the others were released 2018. It's probably what you were just mentioning. They're wanting to ride off the like Shin Godzilla, Kong Skull Island, Godzilla King of the Monsters coming out soon. Like, so much stuff was happening that
Get their movie slate prepped.
yeah.
Right.
Well, I think what this movie is very smart about, and how they did it into splitting it into 3, is you watch this first movie, and by the end of it, you feel like you've just seen the prologue to the proper movie.
Yeah, it did feel a bit like that.
Godzilla, our main antagonist, is built up, and the reveal at the end that he's not the villain that we thought he was. We haven't even seen our main villain here. And to see what he really does, go to episode 2.
Yeah.
It felt like it took them everything to just defeat that original Godzilla, though, which is why I like it. Like, it does feel like it took them everything. That could have been the finale for a movie. And then it's just like, that's not even it, guys.
Yeah.
No.
So, yeah, I just want to watch the second one right now.
It makes me really, really keen to see how they even plan on trying to fight against this creature in the coming movies, because they've got nothing at this point.
Godzilla.
Yeah, it almost makes me think that like the locals have some schemes. Like the locals are like they can't really speak the same language, but they have some kind of mystical attachment to Godzilla or something bonkers. Who knows?
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
What if?
I would be surprised if Godzilla stays an antagonist throughout these whole 3 movies, I think. I know nothing.
Prediction. You're making a prediction.
Any predictions, Jaysha Slim? I want to hear your predictions.
I think he's going to fight Mechagodzilla in the second movie and maybe like King Ghidorah in the third.
No way.
Just a prediction.
Okay, just a prediction.
Just a prediction.
Wow, that's a pretty cool prediction. I love how I've seen these. I have zero idea what happens
Yeah, it's
next.
so good.
I mean, how big was Mechagodzilla compared to Godzilla Earth now, though? He could just be like a toy compared to the current size of him.
That's what I'm thinking.
I mean, I feel like the character we saw at the post credits, I feel like this could be Mothra related. Like these could be a society that worship a Mothra that might make an appearance. You know,
looks like it. Yeah.
Because was there a scene? Was he in a cave at the end? I forgot to look to see if there were any markings.
Yeah.
Because I wonder if there was like Mothra markings on those cave walls if we were looking a little bit closer.
As protector of the Earth, it would make sense. Slim, prediction. Do you think Jaysha's going to watch the next movie in English?
Was the Japanese hard to follow?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't hard to follow. I mean, every conversation
Not
they
any
had,
more than any other anime.
Yeah, I felt like. I mean, our captain was just screaming constantly, which I love. Like, I love the emotional outbursts in anime. There's just like only one emotion in these main characters, and it's just like pissed off yelling. I think that was probably. I think I saw some critiques also of like him. Like he just felt very one-sided. His character, just kind of like pissed off and forward-driven. But I'm gonna go ahead and say Japanese version.
Okay.
Will be watched.
Okay. I want to give it a watch. Yeah.
Martin will be in it more.
For Martin's
Instant 5-man
hunky voice, and to see if Haruo screams more in Japanese.
Yeah, absolutely, he will scream more. Me and Jaysha, we've been going through some of the prequel comic books for the MonsterVerse movies. Not a prequel necessarily. I guess it is a prequel. There's a prequel novel to these 3 movies released just prior to the film's debut. That went much, much more into depth on the happenings kind of in that prologue to this movie where we see all these monsters come to Earth, all these aliens. It details humanity trying to fight these people. And it actually explicitly goes through the Kamacuras, the Dagora squid fight, Dagara rampaging through the city, Orga coming in. I want to read this. I think we should do it as a little... Slim, do you read?
I can't read.
Slim, can you read?
No, I
you know
cannot
what books
read.
are.
I actually don't read. I'm listening. I'm listeing to an audiobook right now.
I'm doing the same.
My personality, I can't sit and read, but I'm listening.
That's fair. We I feel like we should cover it as a book club. Slim can listen in Japanese.
Okay, yeah.
The audiobook.
Only if Martin is there. Only if maybe Martin's ancestors are there, I'll listen.
Cool. One little last piece of trivia. The name of our main character, Haruo Sakaki, there's an actor who played Godzilla in the first 3 Godzilla movies called Haruo Nakajima.
Yeah.
We've talked about him a bunch. Right before this movie, I think like 3 to 6 months prior, he ended up passing away.
Yeah.
Which wouldn't have changed the fact that they named the main character after him, but it's a nice little movie, like right after the heels of his passing, having like this movie almost dedicated to him in that way.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So that they intentionally named him after Haruo Nakajima. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, what a legend.
There is also a manga adaptation by Shonen Jump for
Is
this
it
movie.
really?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
And I'm curious if that will follow the same path and if it's a bit better with its pacing. If you have read, is the 3? What's this trilogy called?
I think it's the Godzilla anime trilogy, is
Okay.
what I've heard it referred to.
How many volumes is the manga? Do you know?
It started in 2018.
Really? Did you say Shonen Jump?
Shonen Jump.
Which is like they do like Naruto and One Piece and stuff, right?
Reputable.
Wow.
14 episodes, seems like.
Okay.
I'm wondering if they like flesh out some of those backstories and the conversations. I'd be interested to read that.
Yeah, volumes are pretty hefty.
I did hear like that those prequel books are actually only available in Japanese, so it'll be interesting if the manga is too.
Oh, jeez.
Fan translation. We need to do it.
Get Chat GPT to translate it for me.
Yeah, true. Anyway, I mean, Slim, do you want to give us your final thoughts and maybe give us a rating for the movie if we want to wrap it up?
I mean, I had a great time rewatching this. Like I said, I remembered bits and pieces of the plot, and again, I think the plot is so cool. It does feel very sci-fi and out there, and very different from what I guess most people now are used to in the mainstream movies. So I think I'm at 4 jettisoned elderly out of 5 for this movie. I had a great time. I had it at 3 jettisoned last viewing a couple years ago, but I'm moving it up to 4, I think, for myself.
Whoa.
So I had a lot of fun. I'm excited to continue, and I hope I had just as much fun in the second movie.
Hope we can jettison more elderly people in the second movie.
We can only hope. Got to preserve those rations. Actually, no, a lot of them did die on that first fight, so maybe they don't need to ration as much as they did before.
Hey, they've lost half the whole population by this point.
Yeah.
More food for everyone.
How about you, Micah?
Yeah, I'm not as keen on this movie. There are so many, as like the first explicitly like over the top sci-fi, so many of these time traveling, spacefaring elements. I love how they set this movie up, and I love a lot of those plot devices and ideas thrown out. And I think that I would have absolutely adored this if they did keep it as an anime series. But the way it is at the moment, it feels so fast, and it feels like so many things are glossed over. While I love the inclusion of Godzilla and so many of the references to the other monsters, a lot of the movie falls flat for me. I mean, I can't remember any of the characters except for Haruo's screaming and Martin's voice. But I feel like we didn't get to know any of them at all. Mm-hmm. A lot of the dialogue here, it feels like nothing was said that wasn't progressing the story forward. And I am kind of keen to maybe give that manga a read, because I would have loved to see this story as it was originally envisioned. And there are, still a lot of elements that I like. The art direction here is fantastic. How these monsters are portrayed. But I can't help but feel that it just could have been so much better in another universe. I'm going to be real wacky here and quite mean even. I'm going to jettison 2 and maybe a half of these elderly, just the lower half.
Saving face for the Discord right now, Micah is.
Yeah, I can't believe it.
No, sorry. I'm gonna keep that one person alive. I'm only gonna jettison 2 people.
Whoa.
I'm being nice to that one elderly person.
I feel like I'm crazy because I really love this. Like I was sitting down, I really enjoyed it. I just got consumed by the world that they were introducing us to. The music, the visuals, Haruo. I just fell for this guy, man. I don't get all the hate. I mean, sure, he's a one-dimensional character, but he's lost everything, you know? He's lost his parents, lost his granddad, he's been thrown in prison, and he's got one shot to defeat Godzilla. What would you be like? So I loved Haruo. And it did just drag. There were a few like stretches and nothing in the middle, but I don't know. I didn't find it like really boring because it was still interesting enough, like what they were talking about. And like Godzilla Earth,
Yep.
You can't come away from that reveal at the end.
Yep.
Godzilla's face, the oscillating beam or whatever it's called, you know? And just not be amazed by it. And I've said it so many times, but again, it just blows my mind that there are so many different Godzilla movies, so many different people doing their original take on the character. And I love that we've got something in this vein because I'm already such a fan of sci-fi stories. I'm already such a fan of like, I read a lot of anime when I was growing up at school. So I don't know, this just felt like really comforting almost for me. It's a weird way to put it, but I felt right at home and with this kind of story and what this was playing with. So I'm going to give it 3.5 elderly people jettisoned out into space.
Amazing.
3.5 shipfuls. I won't be as mean, you know, like 3 ships. And then there was another ship. Only half of it was full of elderly and they were jettisoned off.
That accidentally exploded on the way, air quotes.
Yeah. It was an accidental explosion somewhere there. Yeah. Oh, and I will just say that the next anime movie in the series, Godzilla City on the Edge of Battle, what a name, is obviously going to be our next episode, but it's actually going to be releasing this coming weekend with the final movie of the trilogy, The Planet Eater, releasing this time next week. I think we've mentioned it before, but we're having to speed up our release schedule just a little bit to make sure we finish in time for Godzilla X Kong. But this is, it's going to be really fun. Bang, 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 all 3 movies kind of in like 8 days. So tune in for those. Send in any messages or thoughts if you have them. But Slim, thank you so much for joining us on the show. This was such a privilege.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a pleasure to be on. I love listening to the show. I love going through, like, I think so many people do this when they find like a property that they love. They want to like start from the beginning and go through. I think comic books are probably the quickest analog to that. So it was great to go back and rewatch this. I just went to a vacation with my buddies. I packed the Godzilla Criterion disc. We didn't even have a chance to watch it, but I was hoping we could go back and rewatch. But for now, I'll be content with the Godzilla anime. You know, that's all I can hope for right now. And I'll continue. I'm going to continue the journey. We'll see if it's any good. I don't know. We'll see.
Nice.
And I mean, we've been downplaying it a bit, but you host 70mm. You also help out with everything they're doing out over on Letterboxd, the Letterboxd Show and Weekend Watch List. And I mean, again, we've said it, but you kind of the podcast you've done and put out there has been a huge inspiration for us. We've met so many of like previous guests and good friends from your community. So it's just so awesome to have you on Podzilla with us. But did you want to maybe talk about 70mm or Letterboxd or kind of where people can find more of you?
Yeah. I mean, first it's a pleasure. I mean, it's honestly a privilege that so many people have met each other through what Danny Proto and I have done on 70mm and like the community that's like come up through that. I think it's insane. We talk about it all the time about how wild it is that like so many people have met each other and become like great friends and started shows together. So on 70mm, myself, Proto, and Danny, we do a theme every month, and each of us chooses a movie based on that theme. So for this month, we're doing Faves Month. So we're each choosing like one of our favorite movies to discuss, just the three of us. And Danny is a fantastic artist. He creates a piece of art for the episode. We sell it as prints.
Freaking amazing.
And we have a Discord that's, very similar to yours that is connected to a Patreon, but we try to approach it as like less gatekeepy, as many podcasts can be, like we're not super snobby about movies. But we will rib each other like friends do about certain opinions that we might have on movies. So I guess that's what people can find endearing about the show, or at least so we've heard.
Yeah.
And then Letterboxd, we have a few different shows right now. We're doing Best in Show, which is an awards-focused podcast. But busy times at Letterboxd.
A lot of cool stuff.
Very grateful to be there during the big boom. So a lot of things going on. But very, very privileged to have such a great community.
Yeah, and I mean, exactly what we're talking about. Like, I love 70mm just for that reason. Like, you listen to an episode and it isn't just like film snobs talking about how a film should be or what's so wrong with it. It is just like hanging out with three guys who genuinely just love movies, three friends that are just having a conversation, and you guys make it so fun and so like insightful at times. It's really cool.
Thanks, man.
My favorite podcast, guys. Go and listen to 70mm. You guys do have you guys did an episode, I think around the same time we did ours on Godzilla in 1998.
Yeah, I remember that.
So if you haven't listened to 70mm's 1998 episode, it's amazing. You guys gave it some wild ratings, so go and listen to it.
Fantastic. Well, Proto actually brought this up, like, I think on our trip. He was like bummed about what we thought about Godzilla. He's like, I can't believe you guys thought that way about Godzilla in 1998. He was like still harboring some like subtle resentment to our conversation about it.
Sticks with you. Again, different people like different Godzilla movies, right? Some people like 98.
That's right. It's just not ours at that time. There's other things out there that we appreciate maybe a little bit more than Matthew Broderick and Friends in New York City.
Slim, I'm so happy that we've got such an awesome little history with your podcast, and I think we're just so thankful that you're finally going to be like a permanent addition to this team as well.
That's right. Yeah, G Commanders. I mean, I think this is going to really work out. The three of us hosting Podzilla from here on out. Mm-hmm. I mean, what should we just go and like introduce you to Monster Island? I guess like meet some of the monsters, introduce you to Maguma.
Let's do it. Let's go say hello. Show me the rounds. I need to get comfortable here.
I do like, this probably is like one make it or break it thing. I mean, we're big fans of the classic like sausage sizzle, sausage, piece of bread. And you definitely like prefer those to hot dogs, right?
I don't know if this is going to work, to be honest. I'm a big hot dog fan, personally.
Micah, do you think you get G Commander on the line?
Maybe he won't notice if we just like move to the other side of the island.
Maybe, yeah, let's just leave. So,
looking forward to next week.
Yeah, next episode, Slim. This is going to be amazing.
Oh, shit.
Thanks for listening to Podzilla. Join our Discord server, tag us on Letterboxd, and follow us on our socials at Podzilla Pod. The links are all in our show notes. If you're looking to help support the show and fund more adventures on Monster Island, check us out on Patreon at patreon.com/Podzilla to get access to extended cuts of every episode and the occasional bonus ep. Big shout out to Cassie Celine for our seasonal podcast art, and a quick disclaimer that all music and additional audio used in this episode belong entirely to the Turbo Company.
Who knew hot dogs would be my downfall? Who knew?
I know, right?
Who knew?